Well, the first thing I want to say is that I'm astonished with the quality of the participants that this event is able to convene. It's a real testament to the people at the heart of the process that they're able to bring such high level of active creators of the subject under discussion. People who are intellectual heroes of mine, people who are practitioners in the field, people who are substantively involved in creating the terrain that we're walking on. So that's amazing. I do have to say, anybody who knows me well will probably not be surprised to hear me say this, I thought that there was an imbalance, particularly in the first day. There is a very clear neoliberal perspective articulated. And then that imbalance was redressed by the second day, which I think was intentional in the structure. But all of the people who articulated those positions in the first day were long gone. And I like having conversations. And when I put a presentation out there, I feel like I'm fully prepared to hear dissensus. I encourage that. And there's something just a little bit unsatisfying about hearing those perspectives brought to the table and then not being able to fully engage them, except almost in passing by making one's own presentation. Possibly that's the nature of the beast. Possibly, given contemporary schedules and the nature of a contemporary conference, you cannot really do any more than that, and you're lucky if you get even that far. But I like conversations, and I'm longing for the day that we do something like this that isn't primarily about PowerPoints and is more about conversations. I think we eventually did hit all of the notes that I would want voiced in a proceeding like this. I mean, I was concerned originally that there was going to be entirely too much of an infrastructural or a technical emphasis, and I think we ultimately did get participation, inclusion, certainly perspectives from the global south. I thought all of those things were given, if not their due weight, at least some weight. But for me, I was just happy to be able to almost sneak in a discussion of the thing which has animated my own life in the last weeks and months, Occupy, the Occupy process, and the people who make Occupy what it is, and the politics and the values they bring to what they do and that enable what they do. And even being able to say the name of Occupy in a proceeding like this is intensely valuable. Yeah, there's a metaphor share going on. There's a vertigo or a disorientation when you move from one sphere into another. You know, when you move from a sphere that's very much about praxis and about the politics emerging through the praxis, and then kind of coming and discussing all that from the perspective of theory or from the distance of theory. Even, with people who have been involved their entire working careers in managing cities and the daily practice of that. There's just there's an entirely different tone to what you hear, what you feel, what you experience when you're working in that kind of horizontal, leaderless, self-consciously anti-oppressive, self-consciously mutual aid-driven process. And an arena like this, which, despite the best intentions of everybody here, is structurally, it is still, it bears the imprint of the institutions that gave rise to it. And there are absolutely inscriptions of privilege in the room. And, I think the best we can do is just be aware of that, is be conscious of it. I don't think anybody asks any more than that at this point in time. At the risk of being accused of being a brown noser, it's always a huge honor for me to be in the room with Saskia Sass and Richard Sennett. Their work has been so influential on me, and to be at the same table with them is just it's personally extraordinarily gratifying. It's a big honor and it's a big privilege. So to be able to contribute to that is even more so. To be able to offer a reflection that is then taken up by people that you respect and admire that much. It's a nice thing to happen in your life.